Hey guys, Panzer J back here in Operation 38 Special. This is turn 3.5 for the Commonwealth and 3.6 for France. July of 37. So again, I'm a little bit ahead. Global War 36 Enthusiast hasn't got out the common turn, and we're still waiting on Japan as well. So I'll go ahead and film this and then just not post it until after everybody's caught up. Probably can't do this too many more turns, because obviously some of the moves I'm making, Japan could declare war. Like last turn, I moved through this sea zone, and Hambone ended up moving 2 Japanese subs down there. Now he doesn't want to declare war. Unlikely that he would this early in the game, but still. So this will probably be about the last turn I jump ahead a little bit. But regardless, let's get into... Oh, and one bit of housekeeping. I had forgotten that one of the 2 units the transport can pick up has to be infantry class. So I had picked up the motorized infantry and the artillery. I only can take one of them, so I took the artillery. The motorized infantry just stayed behind in South Australia. Okay, on to the UK. We got 2 tech rolls. We're going for both radar and anti-submarine warfare. They're both at stage 1, and they both require a 7. So let's do radar first. A 10 we succeed, and anti-submarine warfare. 12 we succeed. So 2 for 2. So that was good. Try to match the hot start from the Germans. Okay. So not bad. For purchases, the UK have 14 to spend. They're spending all of it. So we're going to do a colonial infantry for 4, an artillery for 4, that's 8. We're going to upgrade a militia for 2, that's 10. And then we're going to start construction on a light carrier for 4. The FEC has 5 to spend. They're spending 4 of it on a Gurkha, saving $1. Anzac has 9 to spend. They're going to spend 2 of it on a militia and save 7. And we'll get to the French in a minute. Okay, so obviously no combat movement. Non-combat, this motorized infantry in South Australia is going to go 1-2 back to Sydney. This naval transport with the artillery, well, all 3 of these naval units are going to come up 1 to here. And then the naval transport's going to continue and go into Calcutta, go into port, and drop that artillery off in Calcutta. The light cruiser and the destroyer came up 1, and they're going to go 2, 3 to I-4. The naval transport here in Maharashtra at a major base, 1, 2, 3, and go in port down in South Africa. This naval transport is going to come out of Calcutta and come over 1, 2, join those 2 Australian ships. The British infantry and AA gun in southern India going to move into Calcutta. We're going to keep the coastal sub there. So that's it over here. In Africa, I don't think we're actually moving anything there. We're not moving anything over here. Over here, we're going to take our one of our naval transports, an A-21, is going to pick up the infantry and the mountain from southern England and come down 1, 2. At the same time they come down 2, this entire fleet is going to move up 1 to discourage the Germans. That's 3 destroyers, a torpedo boat destroyer, tactical on a light carrier, and then they're all going to come back to A-44. And that naval transport will drop the mountain infantry and the infantry in Gibraltar. So this naval transport's there. Let's see, what else? From our fleet in A-21, coming over 1, 2 to A-19 is going to be the light carrier. The fighter in southern England is going to fly 1, 2, 3 and land on that light carrier. Okay, if I can get it to stay. Also coming over from the fleet is going to be 2 destroyers. 1, 2. Along with the torpedo boat destroyer and the coastal defense ship. So they all go over 2. Okay. I think that might be it. We're going to have the fighter. I guess the fighter in London will come over 1 to southern England. And I think that's it with the UK. Yeah, that should be it. Okay, how about unit placement? So we'll go ahead and place the light carrier at stage 2 on the production chart. Australia had a militia. That's just going to go down here in Sydney. The FEC had a Gurkha. That's going to go down in Bengal with the other 2 Gurkhas. And then the rest of the British units are all Africa. So we got a colonial infantry we're going to place here in South Africa. We got an artillery we're going to place at the factory in Cape Town. And then the militia upgrade was this militia in Western Egypt. So take him off and put down the infantry. And that's it. Okay, how about income? The UK spent everything, and they're sitting now at 14, so that's what they'll have. FEC saved $1, and they're at 5, so that'll give them 6. And Anzac saved 7, and they're at 3, so that'll give them 10. So it should be 14, 6, and 10 for next turn. Let's do a unit recap with the Commonwealth. Sydney is 2 militia and a motorized infantry. In port in Calcutta is an Anzac naval transport. You've got in Calcutta 4 FEC infantry, 2 FEC militia, an FEC anti-aircraft gun, a British anti-aircraft gun, a British infantry, and an Anzac artillery. There's 3 Gurkhas in Bengal. In I-4, we have an FEC naval transport, and then Australia has a light cruiser and a destroyer. There's a naval transport and port in South Africa, a colonial in South Africa, a artillery in Cape Town. The fleet in M8 didn't change. There's now an infantry in Western Egypt. The fleet here in A44 is a light carrier with a tactical, 3 destroyers, a torpedo boat destroyer, a naval transport. Gibraltar is a coastal artillery gun, a fort, a militia, a mountain infantry, and an infantry. We got a mini fleet here in A19. It's a light carrier with a fighter, 2 destroyers, a torpedo boat destroyer, and a coastal defense ship. The fleet now in A21 is a transport, a fleet sub, a destroyer, a light cruiser, 3 heavy cruisers, a battle cruiser, and a battleship. Southern England, a militia, fighter, and a seaplane. London, a militia, an infantry, and an air transport. And I think that's it. Okay, on to the French. $9 to spend. They're going to spend 8 of it on an AA gun and 2 militia. For tech, we're going to try for heavy armor again. 2 we miss. Okay, nothing for the French. How about non-combat? Because, of course, there's no combat. We're going to take this sub here in M8, come down 1, 2, 3. This sub in I-10 is going to come up to I-7. We got this naval transport here in M8. It's going to pick up the 2 infantry in Syria, come over 1. The Italians could declare war if they want. 2, 3, and drop those 2 infantry in southern France. Let's see. Over here, this fleet, we're going to have a destroyer and a light cruiser. come over from A44, 1, 2, 3, and join the British fleet there in M8. The rest of these ships will stay behind. This fighter in Paris is going to come over 1 to Normandy. The mountain infantry in southern France is going to come over to Aquitaine. The Foreign Legion in southern France is going to move up into Paris. The infantry in southern France is going to move up to Paris. I think that's it. Okay, how about unit placement? So we got 2 militia and an AA gun. The AA gun is going to go down in Paris. We'll put a militia in Alsace-Lorraine and a militia in Aquitaine. That should be it for the French. So income, they saved $1 and they're at 9. So 10 next turn. Unit recap, A21, we still have a fighter and a medium bomber on map. Normandy's a fighter. Aquitaine is a mountain infantry, 2 regular infantry, 2 motorized infantry, a militia. Southern France is 2 infantry. Alsace-Lorraine, a fort and 2 militia. Infantry in Picardy. Paris is anti-aircraft gun, artillery, Foreign Legion, and 5 infantry. 2 naval transports in M1. The French fleet in A44 is 2 battleships, 2 destroyers, a torpedo boat destroyer. We've got 2 French ships in M8, which is a light cruiser and a destroyer. And then in I7 are 4 fleet subs. So that should do it for the Commonwealth and the Free French. Turning things over now to Hambone for Italy.